Hey crew, I've got the key to that 22 Dodge Challenger SRT Jailbreak. We are going to take it for a drive, but first let's check out how it looks on the inside and outside. Now, since the Jailbreak is based on the Hellcat Red Eye wide body, we'll get styling cues like the dual nostril scoops on the hood, the hollowed out inner daytime running lights for air intakes, this extended front splitter in black, mesh front air dam and corner vents. This one is painted in Tour Red, and I don't typically like red cars, but I can't deny this is hot. Those protruding fender flares are necessary to contain the 305 section front and rear Pirelli P0 tires. Here we have 20-inch polished alloy wheels, a lot of wheel and brake caliper color options on the Jailbreak. This one went with red for the Brembo 6 pistons. Hellcat badge here with the red eyes, hard to tell on a red car. There are body color matching door mirrors. Stepping back to look at the profile, this now classic silhouette hasn't changed in so long, and yet it still strikes fear and a bit of excitement into the hearts of fully grown men, women, and children. Chrome fuel filler door on the Jailbreak. At the back, we get a black lip spoiler, LED taillights, black diffuser with integrated dual chrome exhaust ports. There is no Jailbreak badge on the whole exterior of the car, so your giveaway is going to be some of the options that you can't get on other Hellcats. Let's look at the interior. Opening up and looking inside, where the Jailbreak package unlocks more options for the interior, including the seats, the seat belts, the steering wheel, the floor mats, and the trim for both the doors and the console. This one keeps it pretty conservative. They just went with hammerhead gray for these Laguna leather seats, which feels so good. They're heated, they're ventilated. We get the SRT Hellcat embossed on the seat backs. They're power adjusting forward and backward, but not power back angle. There's the hammerhead gray for the seat belts, for the floor mats, for the contrast stitching on the inside of the wheel, and up here on the door panels. There's also Laguna leather for the door inserts, and this is one of the nicer parts of the door here, and then we have more standard leather up top with that contrast stitching. Down low in the doors, it's very hard, scratchy plastics, including for the upgraded Harman Kardon 18 speaker sound system cover, which is a bit bizarre. You get power one-touch windows and power adjusting, not power folding door mirrors. 2-position memory for the seats. If you want to get to the second row, you pull this tab and the seat angles forward. It does not power slide. So that means that if you want a bigger angle, you have to go down here and hold the power button until you get that angle, which takes a while. Now we're good. And with it slid forward, it's not that hard to get back here. But then if you want a real look at what my seat would be like at 6 feet tall, you're gonna have to wait a sec. Okay, after contorting my body forward so I could reach down and pull the power button, bringing the seat back to where I think it would be for my driving position, here's what we've got. A little bit of knee room, this piece in leather, this piece in hard plastic. The floor's a little on the high side, so I don't have a ton of thigh support. The foot pockets are kind of narrow, so I can't slide my feet forward that much. The headroom is almost okay. This is what I mean by that. So if I'm in a more natural seating position, then, my head's not pressed against the roof. This is passable. But if I try to put my head back to reach the headrest, then I'm craning my neck. It's not great, okay? You do have 2 air vents back here, no USB ports, a large drive shaft hump, so I pity the person who tries to sit in the middle seat. Look at that leather move forward. If you don't have someone in the middle, then we've got a padded armrest with 2 cup holders, and you also have padding for this armrest. So some wins, some losses in the back of the Challenger. I also love that they left the all-natural Laguna leather placard here, just to make sure you knew. Let's get to the front now. Evacuation complete. Before I forget, let's show the trunk. Hit that button there. It doesn't pop up, it just releases. When you do lift the lid, you'll find 16 cubic feet of space. This is a massive trunk. Under here, we find a tire inflation kit and your subwoofer for the Harman Kardon sound system, along with your battery. You can fold down those rear seats 60/40 to expand your storage options. There is no power close and lock feature on the trunk, or even a handle, so I just put my hand here and lower it down as gently as possible. Sliding back into the front seat now. How close was I with my estimate from the back seat? I'd move it back maybe half an inch. So take away half an inch from what I showed. Door closes with a good thud. We'll put it in accessory mode here with a red start-stop button. That shows us a red-eyed Hellcat on the TFT display in between two analog gauges, both with red backgrounds. Tach on the left, speedo on the right. There is no head-up display. Injection molding is up here on the dash with gray contrast stitching. We still have the 8.4-inch Uconnect 4 system, not the latest Uconnect 5 in other Stellantis products. They didn't do the 5 because they'd have to upgrade the screen and then they'd have to change the housing and that would mean spending money. They didn't want to do that. Textured gray trim here and on the console area. This system is reasonably responsive. The graphics are okay, showing their age now. You do have Apple CarPlay and Android Auto. They are not wireless. Down low, we've got a physical volume knob and tuner in between some drive settings. Above your HVAC controls, leather topper for your gear selector, slot for your key, 2 cup holders, leather padded contrast stitched armrest. Inside we find a little bit of storage. You've got 2 USB-A ports, aux jack and a DC outlet. The steering wheel is leather wrapped, perforated at 9 3, heated. Nice thickness, feels good in the hands. Flat-ish bottom here with a plastic piece. The paddles look like they'd be large, but then you get to the back and you see they're actually just these stubby little guys above some hotkeys for the media settings. You have no sunroof. Instead, you've got good headroom. Let me show you. I'd fit a helmet for sure. Visibility is okay straight out the back, but then you've got that thick blind spot and the headrest blocks that window. Thankfully, with the Level 2 equipment group, we've got blind spot monitoring with rear cross traffic. The only real distinction for the jailbreak interior, apart from those options, is this placard on the passenger side that says jailbreak. Otherwise, this cabin feels very familiar for the last several years of the Challenger. I like the Laguna leather, it feels great, but that's clearly not where the $92,000 as tested is going. It's got to be in the drive, so let's go take it. All right, let's fire it up. Yeah, that'll wake the neighborhood. This is gonna be good. We are gonna start out in auto drive mode. So you can see we have access to all of the 807 horsepower, but everything is in the street, or they don't have a comfort, so street setting. We'll pull back on the gear selector to go into reverse. That brings up a screen filling but low resolution backup camera. It's also very dim. We do have trajectory lines. It's great. And we'll scoot on out of here. Just can't get away from it. Turn signal sound. Quite loud. Do. Seriously. Very loud. Okay, here's the horn. Did I even hit the horn? That was so weak. Everything about this vehicle is loud, except for the horn. Let's talk powertrain. 6.2 liter supercharged V8. It makes 797 horsepower. Oh, wait a second. No, this is the jailbreak. So it makes 807 horsepower and 707 pound-feet of torque. Some mysterious changes give us 10 more horsepower than the Hellcat Red-Eye, which itself is 80 horsepower more than the standard Hellcat because we've got a bigger 2.7 liter supercharger compared to the 2.4 liter unit in the standard Hellcat. And 807 is 1 horsepower less than the Dodge Demon, at least on pump gas. That vehicle could make 840 on racing fuel. 807 here, 707 pound-feet, routed through an 8-speed automatic gearbox. You cannot equip any of the new Hellcats with the 6-speed manual anymore. And that's channeled to just the rear tires. In auto mode, even with 807 at your right foot, it's very gentle. You can easily tailor the throttle to the amount of output you want in that given moment. You don't have to overdo it. You don't have to crash into passers-by. The adaptive suspension that you get with the Hellcat tries its best to overcome the 305 section tires and the bumps, ridges, grooves in the road. But it stays very taut, this vehicle. So when you go over bumps, when you bound over them, you're kind of bouncing a little bit. The seats are so thick and armchair-like, though, that you stay comfortable. I fear for this. Let's do a turning radius test. Oh yeah. So wide. Such a wide turning radius. Very wide contact patches. There's only so much the Dodge could do to make this turning radius tighter. So yeah, the seats are so thick that they muffle the road impacts somewhat before they actually get into your butt. That's weird to say out loud. Before they reach you, but the chassis stays tight. If you're gentle with that throttle, the Hemi V8 is almost subdued. The supercharger whine, gently just whistling in here and there. You also have an eco setting, which will kill the throttle response even more. This makes it very easy to drive this car. But eco's boring. Let's see about a 0 to 60 test. So I've got my race box set up here, and I'm going to make some changes. We'll go into sport mode. You can do sport or track for launch control, and then you get to set the RPM at which you want to launch. From experience, if you go too high, you're just going to sit there spinning your tires. So we're going to set it at 1500 RPM. Maybe even? No, 1500. Okay. Then you just activate launch control, hold your foot hard on the brake, pin the throttle, let go your foot, and prepare for some fireworks. So activating launch control, holding foot, applying throttle, releasing, still spinning. Four and a half seconds is the best we can do on an uphill. So you'd think there'd be a little more traction even. And we spun, and it got traction, and then we spun, and then it got traction, and then it could just barely eke out the power. The launch control system is good, but you have 807 horsepower just going to the rear tires. What do you expect? 4.5 seconds, that's what you can expect. Now, if you perfectly prime this vehicle, you can do a 0 to 60 in like 3.5 seconds. But, I mean, that is perfect conditions. Otherwise, it's still very, very quick and feels awesome, but it's not the quickest thing to 60. Gosh, it sounds good though. And it sounds good all over the place too. It's not just when you've got your foot fully planted on the throttle, because this 2.7 liter supercharger is louder than the standard Hellcat, where it was already loud. So you can kind of just negotiate and get it to come out of its shell. And when it's whistling, I love that. I mean, it's kind of hard to not overwhelm the supercharger whine with the Hemi V8 Thunder, but if you can do it, it's so much fun. Speaking of fun, let's try manual mode. We got the paddles up here, the stubby little guys. So I put my hands higher up on the wheel. Well, there's that supercharger. And these shifts are quick from this 8-speed. Oh, this is a good time. Oh, the downshift. He was gonna try to spin the tires in like 4th gear. Good heavens. Oh. Thank you, Dodge. Thank you. And the beauty of this? Is not how fast it is, or even how good it sounds, but it's that I get all of that while being in what I feel to be the truest modern expression of a classic muscle car. We're big, we're powerful, we're comfortable, and it's 2022. And yet, if you don't even trust yourself with 807 horsepower, you can go into the custom drive mode and you can equip it with only 500 horsepower. Only. Because you can't get in trouble with 500 horsepower. I'm rolling my eyes from behind the camera. You could do that, or you could, of course, bring the black key along with you. But we're not into that. We're into 807. And we now need to see if the Challenger Jailbreak can handle itself in a corner. So I'm going to change it up, go to track drive mode, and that's going to put stability control in track. Traction control is still off. And, I can already tell the adaptive dampers got so much firmer already. We're going to carry quite a bit of speed into this corner here. See how those Brembo 6 pistons hold up. Well, they scrubbed speed, but they kind of hopped there on the tires. Turn in, little slow. Oh, there's just so much grip. Wow. So, track drive mode changed everything in this car. We have ultra thick anti-roll bars to quell what should be a lot of lean in the corners. The adaptive dampers firmed up significantly to also keep us pretty flat. Then you just have the incredible 305 section Pirellis at all 4 corners that just gave us so much traction. I felt like I could carry tons of speed through there despite this car being so heavy. The brakes, I didn't love the pedal feel. Like, I clamped on them and we did scrub speed, and because this thing is so wide and those tires are so thick, we didn't wiggle or anything, but it kind of hopped a little bit, and the pedal just mushed too much on me. I mean, they do have the physics of 4,600 pounds working against them, but they can at least do a better job of tuning the pedal. Otherwise, that was very impressive, and I loved exiting that corner. We could get the power down with the limited slip rear differential. Okay, into auto. Let's cruise on the highway before we talk pricing and competition for the Challenger Jailbreak. At freeway speeds, there's a little bit of wind noise at the seams. You hear those 305 section tires. If you want to hear the Harman Kardon sound system and see what the vehicle is like driving at night, watch my POV night drive. Now let's get into pricing and competition for the Challenger Jailbreak. A couple things I didn't share about it yet. Even in eco mode, your fuel economy is terrible. 13 mpg city, 21 highway, 15 combined. Top speed is immense, 203 miles per hour, even though the speedo says 220. You won't see 220, you'll see 203, which is better than any of the vehicles I'm about to share, which would include the Ford Mustang Shelby GT500, which starts at $76,000. It makes 760 horsepower. It gets to 60 in 3.5 seconds, which I know I said the Challenger jailbreak will do 3.5. Really, it's like 3.7 in perfect conditions. So the GT500 is quicker. The top speed is 180 for that car. The fuel economy is 14 combined, so it's even worse. You may also consider the Chevy Camaro ZL1. That one starts at a very reasonable $66,000. It makes 650 horsepower. It gets to 60 in 3.6 seconds, I believe. The top speed is 190 miles an hour, and the fuel economy is 16 combined. Which would I choose? Well, let me caveat this. If you care about track performance paramount, the number one thing, then you're going to want the GT500 or the ZL1. Both are just more agile. They put the power down better. They're more in control of themselves than the Challenger jailbreak. But if you want the most BA, well-rounded muscle car you can buy, I believe it is this car. It's comfortable. It's incredibly powerful. It looks so cool. I think it looks cooler than the Charger, because around me you see a lot of Chargers. You don't see quite as many Challengers. It makes me so happy. And that's what this car is supposed to do. It's supposed to make you happy and content with your purchase. This one, as tested, $97,000 is a lot of money. But it's a $40,000 car, and don't get caught up in that, because if you do, you're going to be upset. It's a $40,000 interior with $120,000 of performance. That's how I see it. So it averages out to be okay. Can you really feel the difference between 807 and 717 in the Hellcat? I believe so, and I just did that in eco mode, so it's not telling you anything. I do believe you can feel that difference. I do feel it's worth the money. I hope you guys have enjoyed this POV drive review. If you did, please like, comment, and share the video. Subscribe to the channel. Hit that bell to get notified, and I will see you next time.